Y'all, they really gonna hate me after this show, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't have haters, right? Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We are going to talk about the church sector. Specifically, we're going to talk about Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan, they whole fallout. Once spiritual father, spiritual son, business partners, and now enemies. Let's get to it, y'all. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2, bringing you another episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? What's up, Carla? What's up? Make it make sense. The church sector. You know I ain't no punk. You know I don't care. What's up, Marcellus? Shout out to Marcellus. Shout out to Matt Church Aziz. Make sure you guys go follow him. Hopefully Marcellus isn't too mad at me after this show, but he might be. What's up, Prada? How you doing? I hate how they have like y'all long names and not like the short names. What's up, Jacket? What's up, Jazz? How you doing? Hello. Hey, you never responded to my congratulations to you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Marcellus. Thank you. What's up, Kanisha? How you doing? Miss Barbara. Shout out to Denitria, because when I was talking about like my mods past and present, I forgot to mention Denitria and I felt so bad. And Denitria has been somebody who still pours so much love into me. And I really appreciate her. I just wanted to make sure I made a special note of that. If anything, shout out to my big bro Casey. What's up, Diamond? Hello, Nick. How you doing? Locked by Nick. What's up? What's up, Dovey? We got Dovey up in the building. What's up, Shelves? How you doing? What's up, Winnie? All right. I won't be offended. No, Marcelo. No, I want to say thank you for buying that membership, because I actually got a DM with some of the stuff that Larry was talking about, and so you kind of confirmed a few things. There were some things like was told extra to me, but you kind of confirmed a few things. So I appreciate you for buying that membership and doing the work. Kudos to you. All right, so let's get to it, y'all. Oh, and of course, you see scrolling at the bottom, if you give a donation of $5 more, I will give you a prophetic blessing. You'll get one from me. What's up, Truth Pace? What's up, Callie? All right. So here we go. So as you guys may or may not know, we talked about this before. Larry Reid had dumped Bishop Bernard Jordan over this whole voting for Trump thing. Mind you, Bishop Bernard Jordan has never confirmed if he voted for Trump or not. We did see him at the White House cheesing with tight-faced Paula White. That whole culture vulture. I said it, and I don't give a damn. That whole culture vulture, we've seen that and stuff like that. But technically, that doesn't mean like he voted for Trump. You know, like it doesn't mean that. Do I think Bishop Bernard Jordan is a clout chaser and probably was chasing after some clout? Yes. But that doesn't mean that he, essentially... Oh, be quiet. Just enjoy the damn show. Not to pray for me. Oh, you're gonna want one of my prayers. Don't worry about that. So anyway, Paul, so he was there cheesing at the White House and all that stuff. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I'm okay when people go to the White House. I know that's a big conversation if you should go, because basically it's like you're giving up support to the administration. I'm okay if you go to the White House. What I'm not okay with, if you're going for a photo op, if you're going there to try to pass some legislation and try to get stuff through, boom, perfect. That's fine. But if you're going for a photo op, which I believe that was probably a photo op, I don't think he had no policy changes. Like they wasn't talking about nothing. That was a whole photo op. And you let that man or his spiritual team, whatever they called in the White House, you let them use you for a photo op. Because you're a black pastor, and now he can say, oh, see, he does like black people. Look, he loves black. You know, you were used as a prop. They use you. Just like I heard Paula White had used this. Like, there's a whole story behind Paula White, right? Like, I heard like she stole a church from a black man, and TD Jakes helped her facilitate that. So we already know TD Jakes ain't shit, right? But he helped Paula White steal somebody's church. That's Marcellus, you probably know more than me. That's what I heard through the grapevine. That's what I heard. I'll say allegedly to cover my bases, but somewhere in Florida or something like that. Oh, she sold several. Ding, 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 ding. No alleged. No alleged. She stole them. Confirmed. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I was right. Okay, see, I do know a little church history. See? Hallelujah. Maybe not hallelujah to that. So, okay, so initially Larry made this all about him, Bishop Bernard Jordan possibly voting for Trump. That's what he made it about. But then now he's trying to claim like he's seen some shady moves and some shady stuff that he was doing and all this other stuff, right? He kind of alluded to there's some shady stuff that he's seen in this whole spiritual warfare thing that he was going through. But the reason why all this stuff is coming up again was because of this whole, Matthew Stevenson, he's getting evicted out Bishop Bernard Jordan's church and all this stuff, and it triggered Larry Reid. And so that's why all of this is coming back up again, right? So he went on Tyesse's report channel and like basically threatened to expose, wrote a Facebook post, all this other shit, right? It's all this back and forth going on. And it's like, okay, so you were triggered because he did something else to somebody else, but it had nothing to do with you. But yet, Heather, he made it have something to do with him. And it's like, no, that had nothing to do with you. Like, why you even put your 2 cents in it? And now you want to expose this man. You know, if you want to talk about the situation, that's one thing. But now you're threatening to expose him. So fast forward a little bit. Bishop Bernard Jordan and Manasseh are basically getting their message through the Saint James channel, where Larry Reid, he has the Tyesse report to get his message through. And so what I don't like is that I feel that both content creators are being used. I think one is a little bit more strategic, Saint James. I believe that Saint James is a little bit more strategic in the way that he moves. I don't think he's totally lost in the sauce. I think Saint James is all like, listen, I'm about my money. I'm going to get my money. I'm going to let this man think that he got some kind of prophetic or whatever spiritual guidance that he can give me, but I'm really here to make my money. I ain't mad at it, Saint James. Tyesse, he defends Larry Weather. He get the bag. Remember, they said I told people lie and get the bag. Lie and get the bag. Listen, now I ain't ashamed of it. It's whatever. If you think that I lie and get the bag, whatever. But get the bag. I ain't mad at it. But Tyesse seems like he's like way deep down. Like he will defend that man at the detriment of himself. Like, it's like you see stuff that is not right, but you're still going along with it. And, Tyesse will do I do impersonations. I don't give a damn. Listen, ain't nobody who I'm talking about can whip my ass. So, Tyesse be like, oh, these girls can't take, these girls can't take me. These girls. And it's all like, okay, well, I get that. Okay, you might not like these people, but you can't just say everybody is wrong. Like, everybody can't be wrong about Larry. Oh, child, these girls can't. Child. You gotta stop all that child and actually. You know, you got to stop all that ooh child and actually listen to what people are saying. The way Larry be moving out here is crazy because Larry is supposed to be what does Larry call Dr. Larry Reid? Like, you know, he's supposed to be a preacher, pastor, bishop, Don Juan, you know, like he's not moving as such. And now, do I expect Tyesse to get on his platform and bash Larry? No, I don't expect that, right? I don't expect that. Yeah, he's supposed to be a doctor. I thought he was doctor. I thought his actual name was Dr. Bishop Prophetic, Larry Reid, Prophetess, Witch Doctor, Spiritual, something, something, something. I thought that was his full name. That ain't his full name? Okay, whatever. Anyway, so, you know, the fact that you don't see anything wrong and you would just like swing and windmill, like, no. And, you know, if Saint James isn't smart, he will fall into that same trap. You know, listen, I'm not mad at Saint James. Saint James, get your vacations, get your trips, get your sponsorships, you know, go to all the conventions and everything like that. Make your money, pimp. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Oh, I'm not mad at it. Make it, but just be smart about it because you'll just end up like Tyesse, like fully in there, like not even thinking about like, okay, well, what happens when this all falls apart? Because let's be honest, I see that, you know, somebody who was really windmilling for him was Conscious TV. I like Conscious TV. But he was out there windmilling for Larry. But notice Conscious TV has taken the seat back. It was all like, I'm gonna let you crazy mofos handle all that. Because he realized, okay, I can't just be out here just windmilling. Oh, y'all better be hitting that like button. I can't just be out here just windmilling for somebody and they not willing for me, windmilling for me. You know, when Larry got together with William McCray, and we'll talk about that in a minute. When he got together with William McCray, and William McCray had said that crazy ass shit about Conscious TV, and Larry did not like check the situation. He was like, oh no. Like he just said, hey, don't say that shit about my friend or I'm gonna f you up, ho. That's the kind of response that you need. And then pray for him afterwards. It was just like, oh, I don't know nothing. Yeah. You can't tell me that CTV is fully over that situation. Because I wouldn't be over that situation because it's all like, well, damn. And mind you, we don't know the backstory in their relationship and stuff like that. You know, CTV, no matter what, has never threw Larry under the bus. Like one thing I can say about CTV is that he's loyal. Even if he has an issue with you, like he won't throw you under the bus or anything like that. You got to respect that. Because I bet you anything, he probably got the real secrets. He probably, you know, Tyesse only know a little bit. But I bet you anything, CTV, he got it all. You know, a lady, I think they're good now. Yeah, they're good now. But I know like they had issues and he never threw. It was like something that had went down like in the last couple of months, and CTV was all like, yeah, well, you know, we hadn't even been talking and stuff like that. It was around the time when, remember, he had Saint James and Larry Reid on his channel together, which I thought that was dope as hell. You know, he was able to get like somebody who opposes Larry Reid, because Larry Reid will only go in safe spaces, which, I mean, technically, won't we all go to only safe spaces? But, you know, Larry Reid, he don't like to be challenged or anything like that. So, you know, it was nice to see somebody like actually challenge him. And St. James did it in a way where it wasn't offensive or anything like that. So he did his thing. You know, I can't deny that. He did his thing. I think, but let me go back to the point. But my point is that I feel like both people are being used. Don't let them use you. Make your money, but don't let them use you. What was the Players Club quote? Make that money, but don't let the money make you. Ding, 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 ding. A Ronnie Ho quote. There you go. All right. So Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan's relationship seems like it was a lot about give me. And what I mean by that is that, he gave Bishop Bernard Jordan $3 million. Now, he claims that he gave him more than that, but he's always given him money. He also bought a private flight. I don't even know. It's not a private. Does Bishop Bernard Jordan even have a private plane? Something like he bought advanced flights on a private jet, even though he never used it. Now, if you bought advanced flights on a private jet, why are you still... Oh, he does have a plane. Okay, but he's still flying in coach, but he bought flights on a private jet. The whole thing was weird. So it just seemed like Larry was alluding to that he basically was spending money, giving money, and not getting anything back in return. But the funny part is that I was watching Saint James and he had the Jordans on last night. And he was basically out there asking them for money, asking them how to do this. And what I got from it was Bishop Bernard Jordan was the one that actually helped Larry get on. Like, yes, Bishop Bernard Jordan, leveraged that relationship with Larry to kind of get his people intertwined with him and, the whole back and forth and stuff like that. But really, Larry was all like, hey, I can help you get the people if you help me get to the bank. Y'all see where I'm going with it? Y'all see where I'm going? Put an amen in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Larry helped them get the people, but Jordan helped them get to the bank. Now, what you do with that money is one thing. What you do with that money is one thing. And it seemed that Larry did not know how to make that money stretch. He didn't know how to invest. Manasseh was talking about that. He didn't really know how to invest his money. He asked Manasseh for $200K, and Manasseh was all like, okay, well, what assets do you have? Because if you can't pay the loan back, they basically take collateral. Basically, that's what it was. They take whatever. But it seemed that Larry didn't have anything. Thank you for the A to the man. Yeah. And Larry didn't have anything. He didn't have any assets. But yet, Bishop Bernard Jordan was the one who said that man made $30 million. Now, what I don't know is that was it $30 million throughout the years or $30 million in 1 year? Now, if you made $30 million and you lost all that money, yeah, you don't know. And these people are giving you 777-888. Like, what does Larry give me $5 so I can give you a blessing and a prayer? The Lord knows my heart. He knows, he knows it's all jokes. Larry learned how BJ. Tell me why, because we ain't got to the sex part. But tell me why. As soon as I see BJ, I was thinking, oh Lord, help me, because my mind automatically went there. BJ gets his money and tried to get it to work for him, but Larry doesn't do math very well. Ding, 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 ding. Well, because he pays Shamarko. That's why he pays Shamarko. Shamarko is working underneath Larry. So unless Shamarko has, what does Shamarko do besides Larry's assistant? I don't. Hey, y'all educate me. I don't know what he does besides a part of Larry's team. And intertwine in some entanglements and shit like that. Cheers. And this is just Coke, y'all. I didn't want to do wine because I'm leaving, so I didn't want to drink and drive. So yeah. So anyway, so Larry didn't have any assets or anything like that. Mind you, Manasseh did say like he has given Larry like more than that. He has given him money before. Also, Bishop Bernard Jordan has given him money. So it seems like there was like money flowing through and exchanging. It was like a back and forth. It wasn't just one way, it doesn't seem. However, it does appear that Larry might have been jealous because that money is still not coming through like he thought it was supposed to. You know? And then Manasseh dropped the bomb and said, this fool doing payday loans. And I was like, payday loans are only $300. What I think Manasseh was trying to say was that he's doing those, like cash net and stuff like that. He sent me, there's like ninja loans or something like that, which I think might be kind of racist, but like a ninja loan thing, they send you things like you can get up to 5,000, 10,000, so forth and so forth. So maybe that's what he's doing with those high ass interest rate loans and stuff like that. But, if Larry's supposed to have money, why is he doing that? You know what I mean? And mind you, Larry had to downsize. He got rid of all his places. Now he only has an apartment and and he has a studio, and listen, I don't mind that Larry downgraded and stuff like that. I mean, the way things are working out now, you have to. I'm not going to make fun of him for that. But if you boast and brag about your money and we notice that you had to cut and slice and get rid of things, people are going to be all like, you made what you did with your money. And, and he talked about, and Larry kind of alluded to the Jordans actually being broke, because remember he had said something about, let me turn off this light. Remember, he had said something like, I don't know the exact terminology, but I'm going to paraphrase. But he said he already kind of seen that things were changing and he was going to change the way that he does, his stuff. So basically, people aren't donating like that. People aren't giving money like that. You can't make money like that anymore from the traditional church. So he kind of changed and switched and flipped it and reversed it and changed the way that he did things. So that's what Larry was kind of alluding to. And this is why he's downgrading and all that stuff. But I also think like, okay, maybe, you don't have as much money as you alluded to having, and you are hurting. And here's the thing too. Larry Reid does have a base, whether it's big, small, large, whatever, he does have a base. So he's always going to be able to eat. Now, can he live like a king and stuff like that, like he usually do? You might not be able to take so many Dubai trips without letting them, princes and kings and stuff like that boo-boo on you. Because that's how they go to Dubai, right? But he might not be able to pay for them, but he might have to do something strange with a little piece of change to do some trips now. And that's okay. That's okay. But you got to be smart with the way that you move. And especially if money is flowing through like that and you just, y'all didn't know that about Dubai? How do you think all these like Instagram models and stuff like that be going to Dubai? Like that's a known thing, y'all. Y'all didn't know that's how they go to Dubai? Oh, y'all didn't know that? What's up, Miss Cruiser? Oh, okay. I guess y'all didn't know that. All right. Well, Nas has a casino in Queens, and there's a place in Jersey. A lot of traveling. AT2 can. Oh, thank you, Miss Barbara. I love casinos. Yeah, and congrats to Nas. I know he's going to be building his casino. Yeah, I was today years old when I learned. Okay, Denitria knew. Okay, Heather, no. Okay, Dubai is a nasty situation. Hawan, see, exactly. See, a place I can no desire to go. No, I didn't know. I heard about that. Okay, Teresa, no. Okay, a lady knew. Okay, yeah. They're listen. Those like conservative places where they can't be free to be who they are, just know that's where the freaks are. Just like all the crime is always in gated communities because listen, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. Y'all still having fun though, right? Hit that like button and show me at least y'all having fun. How many likes we got, y'all? Let me do a little quick commercial and we'll be right back.
That Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death. The f is that? Shit! I'm dying in this country ass fuck town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck country, motherfucker. I can't even see me.
That's always my favorite. I love that. Oh my God. He still works in news. He works out of Houston. That commercial always cracks me up. Hold on. I was trying to. Oh yeah, let's get those likes up, y'all. We only got 58 likes. I know we can do better than that. Now listen, either send me some cash or hit that like button. Either or works for me. Okay. Because I'm kind of going in the church sector, I needed to add a moderator in here. Dimitri, I made you a moderator. Make sure that it works. Yes. Thank you. Exactly. What's up, Darcy? How you doing? Okay. So back to what we're saying. So Manasseh and Jordan, they seem to help them out financially, but Larry Reid saying that it was the other way around. So it's all this back and forth. So I wanted to kind of go back to what Larry Reid was saying. So I had heard, and Marcellus had kind of confirmed about the whole settlement thing with TD Jakes. Remember, there was that whole thing with Manasseh allegedly saying that he was groomed. Well, not allegedly. He did say TD. He said the initials, that he was groomed. And then Larry Reid took it upon himself to really be the spearhead and all that. And he went in and kind of controlled this whole situation and was all like, yeah, there's pictures, there's this, the text messages. And basically all the evidence that Larry had was nothing. But Larry is saying that he got, Manasseh got a settlement. And then, did you notice that boy never answered that question last? I noticed. You know, he got that settlement, and Larry was supposed to get like $100K or something like that from the settlement, which makes me more or less think that, okay, this is why the what's his name, Youngblood, came to you, because he was like, oh, he's out here getting people settlements and shit. Like, let me go to Larry Reid and try to get me a settlement and shit. But he didn't realize, oh, you wasn't getting no $6 million for some miskiss and a hug. That like, what? You ugly. He wasn't trying to fuck you. Oh Lord, sorry, I didn't mean to. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. I didn't need to say it like that, but I mean, yeah. And granted, now we kind of fast forward. TD Jakes, he dropped that lawsuit. Larry removed his video. Manasseh ain't talking about it. So Larry Reid is good. Like, I mean, not Larry Reid. TD Jakes is good. He was all like, okay, I basically punked y'all and let y'all know, don't play with my name or I'm going to come after you. And they got what they wanted. And TD Jakes got what he wanted. Now they're shut up, they're mute. They know not to play with his name. But mind you, I heard like people trying to spin it like, oh, TD Jakes didn't want the other victims to come out and blah, 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 blah. No. Because let's not forget, it was Youngblood who had Tyrone Blackburn sent the demand letter. Tyrone Blackburn sent that demand letter for $6 million. So you send a demand letter because you are going to sue someone. So what TD Jakes said was, oh, you think you're gonna sue me? Ding, 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 got you for extortion. And we've seen how all that shit crumbled. So yeah, after TD Jakes knew that Youngblood didn't have no money to pay him and all that stuff, like he knew, like he wanted to make an example out of Youngblood. He did that. Do you hear any rumors about TD Jakes anymore? Do I believe Jakes really paid him off? No. And Kelly, I don't think he paid him off. This is why. I think, oh, Jesus. I think that Manasseh was probably questioning himself, and TD Jakes made him feel insecure about his questioning. Because if you're someone who's not into that or interested in someone, you will let them know, like, hey, I don't get down with that. I am not interested. But I think that TD Jakes probably finessed him, made him feel good, made him feel wanted, made him feel like he wanted to feel. And I mean, like, feelings and emotions. I'm not saying that they physically hooked up. I'm not saying that. But someone can pour love into you that you have never felt. And I think that's what probably happened. And so because he's fighting with his questioning of himself, he was like, oh, hold on. You try to groom me. Because let's not forget, Manasseh, we're not talking about Manasseh was a young teenager. As I understand, this was when Manasseh was grown. When Manasseh was a teenager, he was with Benny Hinn and stuff like that. He didn't find TD Jakes until later. So as far as, TD Jakes grooming him and stuff like that, listen, I'm going to say something unpopular right now. Hold on. Let me say something unpopular. Don't they do that in the church? Try to, groom you to give them money and manipulate you and get you to give them tithes and all that. That like, shit, that's the church right there. So, I mean, Manasseh knows the game himself. So, I mean, yeah, you know how to manipulate the just like shout out to Juice. Me and Juice had a conversation about the girl in Big Brother who basically said that, because she was raised in the church, she was able to use some of her, I forgot how she put it, but like ministry, because she was in ministry, she was able to use that in order to manipulate people and get them to do things. And that's how she ended up winning Big Brother, right? So, yeah, in the church, they're able to manipulate you. And, and I don't get the whole prophecy thing. I don't understand that. Because one minute, y'all hate witchcraft, but then you believe that some guy can tell you something blankly and, very vague, and that they can see, help you see things. But in order for them to prophesize over you, you got to pay the money. $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, and the more thousands that you give, the better that the prophecy is, or it'll come true, or something like that's crazy to me. If I want you to pray for me, why do I have to pay for you to pray for me? Hello? Thank you, Marcellus know what I'm talking about. Oh, we preaching today. Please do not compare hypocrite demons to any Holy Spirit active Christian church today. Hey, listen, Miss Barbara, I know that it's not all churches. I know it's not. These are particular people, and and I talked to my spiritual counselor one day, right? AKA Juice Radio Talk Show. I talked to Regina. And also, and I asked her about the situation, and I would never expose everything that we talked about and stuff like that. But this, I'll give you guys this one. I was all like, yo, Juice, where is God in all of this? And she was all like, I can't find God in any of this. And she was all like, that's because there is no God in this. Can I get an amen on that? The reason why you can't find God in any of this, even though they keep using God's name, is because there is no God in this. In this situation, there is no God. Self-serving, right, Prada? Right, Prada. You right about that. Juan, the Pentecost do the same as well. Yep. What's up, Trissy? How you doing? Ooh, 7 days a week. Never spent a dime. There we go. And I'm not saying that you can't, I'm not saying that people don't have gifts. I'm not saying that. However, if I got to pay you listen, $1,000 is some people's rent. You know what I mean? I know I pay more than 1,000. So I'm paying you like most of my rent just to have you profit, like, and then I'm supposed to get some in return. No, I don't believe it's the same as giving tithes. I don't believe like that's the same. Like, as far as what's up, shout out to the official King Payne. I don't believe that's the same. Like, yes, I do feel like you should give to your church, but it's the whole, just like Peter Popoff. Don't he sell the water? Peter Popoff, he sells the water and shit like that, and that's supposed to come from No. Just like, ooh, I'm really gonna piss off. What's up, do the right thing? Like, Israel is the Holy Land, right? But those Caucasians who occupy it, those aren't the original those are Europeans that see, y'all not really ready for that conversation. Y'all not really ready for that. Y'all not ready for that. Woo! I'm telling you, this is just Coke, y'all. It ain't nothing in my cup right now. It ain't nothing in my cup right now. They gonna get you. I'm telling you. That's occupied land. That is not the original. Listen, if those were the original people, they would be fried up, sunburned, and everything like that. The original people, they had off skin color. Like Miss Barber, people with off skin color. The originals had off skin color. They didn't have this side. They had this side because they would all be they would be red as fuck. But we'll say that for another day. We'll, we ain't gonna. It's only Saturday. Oh my God! I'm telling you, woo, Coke and right. You're charging for salvation, right? All right, let me move on for that because watch, if my channel is gone tomorrow, you know why. Let me move on from that. Oh shit. Okay. Let's go into so I talked about how Manasseh might be questioning his sexuality, right? So Larry Reid also alluded to, what's up, Ray? Also alluded to that the Jordans were in the closet. And this is why he said the whole wife thing. I'm gonna go ahead and finish out with Manasseh. So as I was told that they were him and Larry were sharing pictures. I don't know pictures of what, but we're sharing pictures. Now I remember there was a show that Manasseh and Larry did, and Larry was all like, "Yeah, I posted this thirst trap the other day. Did I send this to you?" And like, do y'all remember this show? They did an interview. They're sitting side by side, right? And he was like, "Yeah, I did this thirst trap. Yeah, I posted this." He was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't see that one, blah, blah, blah." And like Larry posted this quote unquote thirst trap and was showing Manasseh and was like, "Oh, yeah." So, you know, I feel that there were pictures exchanged. We don't know of what, but, you know, we'll just say thirst traps. Not Bishop. Right, you already know what happened, right, Darcy? Okay, moving on from that. So the part about Bishop Bernard Jordan. Now, this is what I didn't hear Marcellus say. So I guess there was one day Larry was asked by Bishop Bernard Jordan if he wanted to sleep in the room with him because he didn't want to be alone. And the reason why Larry didn't do it was because Bishop Bernard Jordan breath stank. Yo, that's just what I heard. I'll say allegedly. That's what I heard. I heard like he asked him to come in the room, right? Oh man, hold on. Let me blow my nose. I don't want to do it on camera. Where's my camera at? Oh, here we go. So he yo, this is ridiculous. So, you know, Bishop Bernard Jordan was all like, "I want you to come to bed with me." And Larry said no because Bishop got halitosis of the mouth. And so he decided not to do it. But here's my question. Was that the only time he'd been asked? Because allegedly, Bishop Bernard Jordan wanted to sleep with Shamarko and all of Larry's people. Because you know how Larry, he basically runs a whorehouse and he has all his whores, you know, with him so he can, you know. Hey, Vincent is the one who blew this all up. Vincent is the one who told us, like, hey, his hoes are all around and they all get jealous of each other because he all be messing with all his hoes and, you know, and they all work for him. That was according to Vincent. Now, I might have said it in a more salacious way, but that's what he said, right? What kind of a whorehouse? A whorehouse? No, that's what Vincent said. I was going to say allegedly, but I was like, no, that's what Vincent said. Like, he's on with him and him, you know. That's what he said. Marcellus is really, and mind you, Marcellus said like he was done with it. He was leaving it in the past. But I know how triggering it is because when people lie and you know they're lying, you just feel like some kind of conviction in you to be all like, hey, I know this is lying. This is not the truth. Holy whorehouse. Yes, definitely. Definitely holy whorehouse. Man, that's a trip. Let me tell you that. That's a trip. Vincent told us the truth. Listen, Vincent doesn't, I don't take Vincent as a liar. Is he overly emotional? Yes. But, you know, you was with this ninja for like 15 years or so, thinking that you was going to get wifed up and then didn't. Yeah, I would be bitter too. I get it. I understand it. I've never been in that kind of situation. Let's be clear. I haven't been in that kind of situation, but I can understand how you would be upset by that. Cheers. Maybe I should have put a little something in my cup. Okay, cool. I'll drop the link in a little bit. Ooh, 7. Yeah, 7. That's what it is. Remember, my spiritual counselor said there's no God in this. There isn't. No God in it at all. So anyway, so Bishop Bernard Jordan allegedly, wanted him a piece of Shamarco and all of the whores and all that stuff. And yeah, and listen, that would confirm that Larry tells Bishop Bernard Jordan about his sexual conquest and stuff like that. Because I don't believe like he would just randomly say like, oh yeah, I want a piece of that and all that. No, Larry probably be having these kind of conversations with Bishop Bernard Jordan. Bishop Bernard Jordan was all like, well, shit. I want me some quote unquote bread basket. Is that what you damn, I got some bread that I want to fuck up too, but I don't even want it now. But yeah. So yeah, I think they all, and I was watching King Jives. And I don't watch King Jives all the time. I like his channel and his platform. The reason why I just watch from the bushes or I'll watch like a replay or something like that is because I don't know if I'm welcome, because he's associated with a certain someone who I don't want any attachment to. So I don't know if King Jives has a bad taste in his mouth about me. Y'all, that wasn't supposed to, that was a figure of speech, y'all. Anyway, but King Jives, before this was confirmed, he was on the same track that like, yeah, he was all like, all these ninjas are screwing and fucking and sucking each other. Like they all do that. He even said like Larry, wanted some of his bread basket. So, I don't think King Jives was lying about that. I think they all do be sucking and mugging and knowing all that, when I said like there's no God in them, yeah, there's no God in them. You want to know what's in them? I'll give y'all a 30-second countdown. Put your kids to bed. I said there is no God in them. You want to know what's inside of them? One of you were close. Semen. I'm going to pray after this show. Don't worry. I'm going to pray after this. Don't worry about it. Oh, my, I'm clutching my... What's in that? He jumping. Yeah. You guys are right. Marcellus, I went ahead and dropped the link. Just nasty, You gotta love it though. You gotta love it. These are the people in the, something that I feel bad for William McCray, right? And mind you, William McCray, he's a colorist and stuff like that and all that other stuff. But William McCray basically apologized to Bishop Bernard Jordan, made up with him or whatever. And now he got kicked out. And now Larry don't want anything to do with him. So I was like, damn. But I think also William is doing the whole playing both sides and everything like that. And it's all like, listen, these people, especially on YouTube, want you to be on one side. They don't want you on multiple different sides. They just want you on one side. Like, you can't be on everybody's side. You got to be on one side. But I mean, he calls himself the obnoxious blogger. Like, did you not expect William was going to go wherever, listen. And I also learned this from King Jives. Bishop Bernard Jordan was originally with William McCray, but because William McCray is William McCray, he then left William for Larry. That's what I heard. All right, let me let Marcellus up here. I don't want to keep him in the back too long. What's up, Marcellus? How you doing?
No, what's up? You telling the truth. Well, what people don't realize about Bernard, and while he was working with William McCray, is all of the dirty stories that you guys saw being put out on the internet. Who do you think was feeding William McCray those stories? Take a moment and think for a while. Where do you think those stories were coming from? Anytime William McCray would tell a story, think about who did Bernard Jordan not like, and where did those stories come from? This is a dirty business, bro. This is a dirty business, and I don't even have time to get into all of it. But all I'm gonna say is this, and I'm not gonna cuss on your program, because if I do, I have to send you a cash app, so I ain't gonna cuss. So listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. F these ninjas. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Bernard Jordan can kiss all of my grits because he is full of it, and I'm not playing this game. Now, I try to be polite. I try to be respectful when he came up on my platform.
When he came up.
But let's just keep it a buck, bro. I'm about to say what I have to say. I was fine until last night, until he made this statement and said that all the church vloggers are tearing down the black church. Dude, I could not even sleep last night. I was like, this Negro is like an 8-track tape. He don't know what age he's in. He is so lost. These church folks be so late and so lost. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Now, and this real talk, AT2. I am a former pastor. I'm a former church leader. Some of you may not know.
I didn't know you were a former pastor.
I have established churches. I have done just you name it, I've done it. Right now, what I do with my YouTube channel, people don't know where my money goes. You all would be very shocked at how many preachers' kids that contract HIV and AIDS that I have to give money to get to a safe place where they can die with decency. And where this man gets on a platform and says that vloggers are tearing down the black church. And I'm like, dude, you got preachers sleeping around, making babies all across the country, and you're still calling them prophets while telling the vlogger we're tearing down the black church. Are you insane, bro? And then you turn around last night. You turn around last night and say, "Oh, I'm gonna focus on working with William McCray and Saint James." Now, I don't have anything against William McCray, and I don't have anything against Saint James, but let me be very clear. There are other people in this space who are articulate, who are cognitive, who can give great voice to this kind of situation. But when you tell me that the litmus test for who you determine to work with begins with William McCray, no, nigga, you can stay over there. I don't want to be bothered with you.
Right. It's anybody who glazes him and loves him and, props him up. That's who he wants to work with. Nobody who actually challenges him.
Well, he worked with Larry for years knowing that Larry was messy. And then he going to get on a platform last night talking about, oh, we need to change our content and all this. I say, who does this nigga think he talking to? You was over there with this nigga doing all of this other kind of stuff, and then you want to turn around telling the rest of the vloggers we need to change our content.
Right. And he said we need a black Charlie Kirk.
No, we don't. I do not plan on getting shot, and I actually don't provoke people. So he can
exactly,
dude. I'm pissed.
He doesn't know anything. He's just rambling. Like, why would you ever say we need a black Charlie Kirk? Like, no, because he's under the impression that Charlie Kirk went around spreading the word. No, he went around spreading bullshit. That's what he went around spreading.
Absolutely, but because he's a Republican. A lot of these black mega preachers and very successful preachers are all Republicans.
Right. And I learned from you about Carlton Pearson. He was a Republican. So why is Larry tripping?
Well, here's the thing. Larry just met Carlton. He didn't really know Carlton. Those of us who have been around Carlton for years, we knew who Carlton was. Larry had probably known Carlton for a very short period of time. And he always tried to make it like he was Carlton's best friend. He just met the man. And according to Bernard Jordan last night, he said all of the money that Larry spent on that stupid service that Larry had, That was all Larry's doing. Nobody asked Larry to do that. But then Larry turned around and charged people $25 to see it. The only way you could see the service is you had to pay Larry $25. Bro, and most of the people didn't even pay Larry the $25. It's like, I'm not to pay Larry. I'm not giving Larry my money.
So he was making profit off of somebody's death. Oh,
absolutely. If I told you all of the stuff that was surrounding Carlton Pearson's death, y'all would not even believe me. Y'all would not even believe me. I told you I have connections. I've been doing this work for over 14 years. These dudes is crazy. When I tell you they're crazy, they're crazy. And that's why I told everybody I'm backing off. I'm just focused on my platform. I don't dislike anybody. I even tried to go and extend an olive branch to Jives the other day. I heard at night they lit my tail up.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
That was the show I was referencing when you came up on the panel and stuff like that. And then they lit you up after. Damn.
That's what I heard. I heard that night they lit me a new one. I was like, they said all kind of stuff. But here's the thing, AT2. When I tell you I work for these people, I tithe into people's lives. I don't give tithe money to a church. When people, when people come across me and their kids need school supplies, when homeless people are in situations, I show my private community today, I showed them a picture because I don't never show people all the stuff I do. I showed them a picture of when me and my entire family went out to go feed the homeless. That is something that we used to do every 90 days and we still do, but we're about to kick it into overdrive. But my thing is this, and I don't say that for anybody to look at me no kind of way, but it's like, dude, stop talking to me like know what vloggers do. You don't know what we do. You don't know how we're working to help society and to help the world. That pissed me off, AT2. When that ninja said that, I went through the roof. You over there raising money for prophecies, and you're doing this because you don't have a church no more. He don't have a church. People don't know that. He ain't got no church. All his stuff is digital. Church? No, everything he does is digital. It's all digital. That's why they're doing them robocalls and calling people every 5 minutes and asking for a donation. I'm over this stuff, bro. I'm over it. Don't come telling me, oh, you want to sit with the vloggers so you can tell us how to work vlogging in the future. No, you sit with us so we can tell you how to work vlogging in the future. You go to Bernard Jordan's services, he got 12 people on the live. Ain't nobody listening to that stuff.
Right. And that's why I was saying in the beginning, I was all like with Saint James and Tyesse, I was like, they're basically bleeding you. Like Larry Reid is bleeding Tyesse's people, and then the Jordans are bleeding Saint James people. So they're both being used. Except one, like I said, I believe Saint James is moving a little bit more strategically, and then the other one is just a lost cause.
Get the bag, Saint James. That's all I have to say. Get the bag. Get a
little bit with me.
Get the bag. Now, here's what I will say. I'm a 50-year-old man. Let me be very clear. I'm a 50-year-old man. My family and my friends and the people around me will speak to you about my character and my lifestyle for the people in the chat. My family can speak for me. When they come up on the chat, they will inform you of the life that I live. Now, don't get it twisted. I talk a lot of stuff, but I am out here working to build God's kingdom and to build people. So don't come at me like that because you don't know what I do. So it's disrespectful. The California 3 strikes law that was overturned, that was my doing. That was my doing. But I don't go out.
I heard you say that the other day.
Yeah, I don't brag about all the stuff that I do. So don't go around when you don't know something. It's best that you learn and you be calm and you focus on the work. And I always tell the people in the nonprofits and stuff that I work with, focus on the work and focus on the people. And even when it comes to your channel, the reason why you're growing, AT2, and we all love you so much is because you're focused on the work that you're doing. However messy it may be on those days, you still focused on the work. And that's why we come over here. We come over here, get a good laugh. We know you're going to tell it like it TI is, and we enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But Larry and them, and I'm going to tell you this, because I'm going to tell it right on this program. Larry ain't lying about everything, y'all. He not lying about everything. I'm going to keep it a buck. Larry not lying about everything. That man is a manipulator. And he might have convinced Larry to do some things that Larry wasn't supposed to be doing. But as a man, you're supposed to make decisions when it comes to your coin and your wallet, right? You don't let another man tell you how to spend your money. Could I tell you right now, AT2, go out and buy your Rolls Royce right now, AT2. The word of the Lord is go buy a Rolls Royce right now, AT2. Write a check for it. You ain't write a check for it. You know what I'm saying? You a grown man who pays bills. You feel me?
Right. And why is everything about money? It seemed like the relationship was just about money.
Didn't I tell all y'all that a long time ago? Come on, keep it real. I told y'all that a long time ago. Everything with this dude is transactional. All things lead to money. Didn't I tell y'all the other day before when Larry reversed the story? I told y'all, I said, all of this is surrounding money. I said, at the end of the day, y'all watch. And then lo and behold, he goes in his Patreon and admits to every single thing that I said. I said, I'm not even a prophet. I'm not even a prophet. And I told y'all, I laid it all out for y'all because I know this type of behavior, because as a pastor, as a leader, I have had to father people and mentor people. Okay. Even in the business world, I've had to mentor people to get them from point A to point B. So seeing this grown man at his age behave the way that he behaves, you could tell it is steeped in emotion. It is steeped in trauma. It is steeped in hurt. And that's why he responds the way he responds. Period.
Right. And question for you, do you think William McCray was supposed to have like loyalty to Larry Reid at all? Or do you think that he's doing what he's supposed to do, get to the bag?
Well, Larry said a couple of months ago, I don't know if anybody remembers, because my followers will send me stuff every now and then for me to look at. Larry said on a live, when they were all on the live, he told William, well, you ain't got to worry about me ever saying nothing to you no more, or putting you like in the circle. Something he said to William. When he said that to William that day, I said, oh, William's days are numbered. I said, Larry is going to put him on the outs. And if you notice from what I've been told, and I don't know this to be true, so I don't know because I don't watch them. I've been told that William McCray has not been back on a platform with Larry Reid at all. It's only him and that other vlogger. It's just him and the other dude.
Oh, wow. You
not seen William and Larry together.
Nope.
Exactly. Because Larry told him, you ain't got to worry about me no more. Peace, player.
Damn. But I will say this. I kind of feel that William started this because remember he said something like, yeah, Bishop did something behind Larry back. And, he kind of put it out there that there was some distinction between them.
I'll tell you the truth. Let me tell you the whole story.
Oh, okay.
Here's the whole truth. When Larry was going through the E. Dewey Smith case in the beginning, when E. Dewey Smith sued him, William is a vlogger. William comes to Larry to ask Larry some questions about the lawsuit and the details of the lawsuit. Larry doesn't like to be questioned, you guys. They fell out over the E. Dewey Smith case. Okay. When William started sniffing around and asking questions about that lawsuit, Larry went off and went ham, and that's what broke up their whole little thing. And then they came back together again. It's always, you can never ask Larry nothing. Larry's not mature enough to be a man. Just answer the question, right, wrong, indifferent, or whatever, and go your way. I drop a link on my show every time I go live. If you got a question for me or you feel some type of way, you can always come up and address me. That's why I say I don't do these gangster keyboardists. I drop a link every show. I don't care whether you like me or not. I tell them on the show, you can come up and challenge what I say. I don't have no issue with that.
So these people aren't blocked on your channel at all. Like they could easily click the link.
Some people are. Let me correct myself. Let me correct myself. There are certain vloggers who are blocked. And they are blocked because listen, AT2, what kind of sense would it make for me, who has never met you, never had a conversation with you, don't take the time to get to know you? I go on my channel and start talking mad head about you. What kind of sense does that make? How is somebody then gonna come and say, oh, you can come over my platform? You started the nature of our relationship by talking crap. I don't know you. You don't even know me. So at
Right.
least come to get to know me. Like I told you, AT2, if you would have got on this live today and said, my church disease is crazy as hell, and he this, that, and the other. What did I tell you in the chat? I'm a big boy. I'd have sat here and listened. I'd have been like, okay, I disagree, AT2. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's how you felt, right? I'm not gonna hate you because you disagree with me. Now, if it gets personal, then that's different. But if you have a disagreement, it is what it is. That's grown man stuff.
Right. Miss Cruz, was that today he said that? Today he said William can never come on his platform again.
I would believe it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If
hey,
she said it, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it if she said it, because I've been knowing that was coming down the pipe. I knew that was coming, Miss Cruiser. I knew it was coming. And it's sad. And my thing is this. I say everybody has a right to their voice. Y'all want to know the truth? Even though I don't really care for William, everybody knows that because I talk about this on my platform. William should be a lot more successful than a lot of these vloggers that are out there. He should be a lot more successful, even though I don't care for William on that level. William has put in the work. William has been out here for years. He's been out here for years.
Right. He was the original, and then Larry Reid stole his whole.
Well, that's what they say. That's what y'all say. Y'all say he the original. Y'all say he the original. But go ahead. I'll let y'all say that.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. It's fine. I'll say William's the original.
I'll say this. Okay. He could not be the original. However, I heard that Larry basically got his style from William.
He stole everything from William, just like some of these other content creators used William in the beginning to start their platforms. If I'm gonna keep it a buck, everybody's always been using William, and William can't see it. And even when you try to go to William and be like, William, you need to learn how to use the technology and stuff so you can work your stuff, William is rude and he's disrespectful, even when you're trying to help him. So it makes people back off from him. Now, I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, or as y'all know this in the public, but when Larry and them stole all of William's stuff, Darryl came to me and asked me to help William. I agreed to help William as long as they didn't use my name. I said, I'll help William get his stuff back, if he, get his website and all this stuff back. I'm on the phone with William talking shite. I say, Ninja. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't know me. I'm like, I'm here to help you. Like, you need to calm down. And I had to check him. And when I check him and he shut down, I had to tell Darryl, I'm not helping this dude, because as much as I want to help this dude, I can't help this dude. I was going to help William.
Right. Damn. And he ruined it because he was being shady, talking shit. Like, come on now.
Dude, I couldn't even make it off the phone call. I said, how's that possible? It's like, I can't even make it off the call.
And William, I don't know William too much, but it seemed like he's self-destructive. Like, he ruins his own opportunities.
He does. He really
because, like you said, he should be bigger than, maybe not on the same level as Larry, but I mean, he should be up there. Like, if he's the one that's kind of like that they recognize as the originator, then why is he not as big as some of the other people?
Well, there were two church websites in this country that were the top web church sites in this country. It was William's Obnoxious Blog and pimppreacher.com. Pimppreacher.com was my folks. Obnoxious Blog was William's folks. Okay, those were the only two church websites in America that were doing well, and we're literally getting all the clicks and the views. So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. And I'm not dealing with these dudes no more. I can't.
Yeah, because I think also too, when people are lying, like, it just it bothers you that people are believing the lie. It's not that they're just lying, but people believe the lies. I think that's what it is.
Let's put this on record on the AT2 video so I can have it on the record. Manasseh Jordan never answered the question as to whether or not he sleeps with girls and boys. He never answered the question if TD Jakes gave him $1.2 or $1.3 million settlement. He never answered the question. Bernard Jordan thus far has not answered the question as whether or not he sleeps with men. He has not answered the question. They have done nothing but deflect, and you guys are not paying attention Because I told you I'm not talking about this anymore. Now, if somebody else on another platform talks about it, I'll come up and tell y'all what it is and give you my thoughts. These men have not answered those questions. Those questions need to be answered. Period.
Yeah, listen, I don't think Larry was lying when he was alluding to them being all that. I don't think he was lying. I think he was telling the truth.
I couldn't be around Larry for 4 years. I can tell you that right now.
Oh,
I'll be gone. I can't even stand 4 hours being near Larry. There's no way in the world I could be around that type of energy. That type of energy is not the kind of energy that I'm going to be around. So as a man, there's no way in the world I could be around Larry for no 4 years. That's not even possible. Well, the church is messy. Welcome to the church.
Right.
Welcome
and
to the church.
To Stephanie. She said just send in 888 to remind everyone to who the master prophet Profit is. Thank you, Steph. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, Stephanie, where you been? I miss you. When I needed you the other week to talk some stuff for me, legalese, I was looking for you. Look, Stephanie, I need to get some kind of bat signal for you. I ain't kidding.
Yeah, Stephanie had been sick for a minute, so that's why she hadn't really been here. So yeah, but she's back now. So
my question to you is this, AT2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Bernard Jordan's purpose is showing up on all of these bloggers' platforms? Why do you think he's doing that?
He's trying to build like some kind. When he said the whole Charlie Kirk thing, it started to make sense to me. He's basically trying to build like an online coalition. Now that I know that he does not have a actual physical church, he just has digital. Like he's trying to build something like that. He sees because he even mentioned about how, oh yeah, last year Charlie Kirk profit was 85 million, right, for the Turning Point. He mentioned the number.
He wants the money. Okay.
So he's seen that number. He wants that number. He wants, that money to be flowing in like that.
He'll never get it. He talks too slow. Never. He's too antiquated. He doesn't understand the space that he is in, and he refuses to sit at the feet of people who know this space and can actually teach him something. I find it tremendously rude for this man to say some of the things that he said last night, and that's what has set me off when it comes to this brother.
Right. Antonio asked us a question, AT2 MCD. Why does that Tyesse fight so hard for Larry Reid daily? What is in it for him?
I was going to let you speak first.
Oh, okay. I'll go first. I think honestly, he feels that a couple of things. I think one, he feels like, okay, this is going to be my winning ticket to get all this money flowing in. And he likes the style. He likes that flashy lifestyle that Larry Reid lives or appears to live. Right. And then also, I think it would be hard for him to turn around and be like, oh, screw Larry. Like, I know he sees what's going on. I know he does. He can't be that stupid. He can't be obtuse. He knows what's going on. But it's like he went so down far that rabbit hole. There's no way for him to claw out of it. Like, he just got to stick with it.
Well, you got to be careful using words like obtuse because, they get mad at you when you're smart and you have a little bit of a vocabulary. You got to cut that out, buddy. I'm trying to tell you that right now. They don't like that. Now, here's my thing. I like everything that you just said. I give kudos to, but Larry has over 160 something thousand followers. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Larry goes over to this guy. This guy couldn't get no followers until Larry showed up. He was scratching, and he was trying to get everybody's attention. He needed all of our attention. And what did we do? We ignored him. Still to this day, this man is hollering and screaming over on his platform, trying to get all of our attention. And we keep ignoring him for a reason, because he's nasty. He's vile. Most of us don't even know him. So if you look at it, Larry's not bringing his audience to him. There's some of Larry's audience coming over there to him. But for the most part, Larry's audience is church folks. They're church people. Nobody, church folks aren't going to go over there and listen at this man call himself mother. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. So, you have to think about the whole situation. And if they are doing that, those are the kind of church people that you want out of your church. You want them gone.
Damn.
You need them to go bye-bye.
I think that Larry wants to have someone like what I noticed is that he needs someone that he can use and be able to send his message out. Yeah, he has his own platform, but if it looks like he's cool with other YouTubers and bloggers, then at least he has somebody in his corner defending him. He needs someone to defend him because I think, as far as everything about Larry, I feel like everything is kind of out there, but there might be a few other things we don't know, right? But he needs someone like whenever something drops, somebody attacks, I need that person to, I need backup. That's what he needs. And so that's what Larry gets out of it. He got that backup.
Right. And he uses whom he uses. And at this stage of the game, we know who Larry is. I have no more to give to this dude. He is the agent of chaos. I don't know what, I don't have anything else for that dude. And that's it. That's why I said I ain't making no more videos. I'm done, y'all. For real. I'm done. God bless him. I wish him the best of the best. I'm not fooling with this anymore. I'm done. I'm tired because these people are too chaotic. I'm too busy out here helping people. I'm too busy feeding people. I'm too busy helping these bishops' children that they kick out of the house because they're gay, get up to a safe place to live and to be. I actually do work. That's why I was so offended by what he said last night. I took tremendous offense at what he said last night because he's old, he's stupid, he don't know the genre, and he need to go somewhere and have a seat. And he needs to learn from actual vloggers and quit trying to tell us that we need to sit at his feet. Give me a break.
Right. And I was uncomfortable when he was what basically he said like, oh yeah, you guys should be calling me doctor. I'm paraphrasing, but basically he was alluding to that when it was you and Darryl on the panel.
What did I call him? Bernard,
yeah.
There was a couple of slips when I slipped and called him Bishop, but I kept saying no. And then what did I say? I say, Bernard is your name. And y'all know I don't do them titles. I don't do all that stuff. What's on your birth certificate? What's on your birth certificate is your name. They don't put Bishop on your birth certificate. Your name is who you are. And that's what's wrong with this institution and he said, oh, well, the churches, they're losing their income and they're all losing their money and all their stuff. They're supposed to, because God is sick of this mess. They're supposed to close their doors. They're supposed to lose their money. The churches that God has purposed and are actually doing the work and meeting the needs for people, those people's doors are never going to close. Those people's doors are always going to stay open. But this blabbing, grabbing, and let me give you a prophecy. Ask Bernard Jordan how many members he got in his church right now. Ask him. You've been doing this grift for 30, 40 years. And now you down to the bottom of the barrel and you hopping on every vlogger's channel that you can get to so you can figure out what you want to do. But you're being disrespectful while you're doing it. But you're being disrespectful while you're doing it. Like, dude, go somewhere and sit down.
And does he have receipts of all the people who he has helped?
I'm sure he might have some receipts because these people are masterful liars, dude. Oh, they'll put a production together for real. Why you think Larry over there talking about he building a school, a hospital, and a school in Africa? That's the oldest televangelist game in the book. You can go to Africa right now, AT2, and make you a sign and slap it on the side of a building and take a picture, and they'll say AT2 build a school in Africa. Robert Tilton did it. All of these televangelists undone it. Everybody knows that trick. And he building a hospital. How is Larry building a hospital, y'all? What he gonna put in the hospital? A love seat and a chair? Where's all the equipment coming from? You all just have to use your brain for a little bit. Just you think about it.
That is true. Like, how is he building a hospital?
That costs millions of dollars. And the whole time, do the timeline. The whole time Larry was over there with Bernard, and Bernard sitting up talking about Larry made $30 million. Larry was taking out payday loans and loans. How you a multimillionaire taking out loans? Come on, y'all. Just use some thought. Just think about it.
Right. And Margo even said the amount of schools being built in Africa that I have never seen and lived in 2 African countries, invincible schools. Ding, 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 ding. Listen, Marcellus know what he's talking about. It's all smoke and mirrors and everything like that. But, I was talking about Bishop Bernard Jordan because I'm all like, we don't know what you do. And mind you, not a lot of us is versed in the church and stuff like that, but I don't know what he what is he doing to uplift people or feed the homeless or help give shelter? Like, what is he doing? Like, we don't see that. We could say the same as him.
He gave $8 million to a university to help with, like, I believe, the digitizing of something, but I think that has something to do with preachers and the whole thing. And I'm not gonna discredit whatever the man does. That's on him. But what I am saying, in the church community, his name has always been mud. Y'all don't know Bernard like the rest of us know Bernard. And I'm gonna leave it there because I know preachers that have been around Carlton Pearson, been around Bernard Jordan for years. Did you see me tell him on my own platform, dude, my mentor knows you, and I know who he is. I know who he is.
You did say that. Mm-hmm.
And his eyes got as big as glass. Because I know you. The dude don't know. He don't know who I know. So it's like, dude, stop with all of these shenanigans. Stop.
You like, stop it. Like, it really does have to stop because I think when he thinks that no one sees what's happening, like no one is intelligent enough to figure out the game, but they done exposed it all. So we see it. Where back in the day, it used to be smoke and mirrors, but now we see the game, we realize it. And I think that's why the churches are closing down and stuff like that, because we see what's going on. We see the game. We have too much knowledge now. Now that we have the knowledge, like we realize, oh, well, you're scamming us,
Right. I was raised in the projects. Well, you know how we talk in the hood, game recognized game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no man in the world that's going to turn his life, his family, his money, his wallet over to some slick, slimy preacher, especially in today's society. It's not happening. And you better watch your wives. You better watch your kids, especially when you're turning them over. Just because somebody says, I come to you in the name of the Lord, your wife going to get screwed. Your children almost might get screwed, and they're going to be putting you out of the church. Don't even get me started. You go in there and your wife starts to get an unhealthy attachment to the pastor. And then next thing you know, it's like Brian Carn calling your wife in the middle of the night talking about he want to have prayer. And next thing you know, he over laying pipe to your wife in the middle of the night, and you got to come online. I'm for real, bro. This is real stuff. And you got to go and you got to come online with your wife crying in the background. And then you got to explain to the world why you didn't beat Brian Carn's tail when you almost went to jail and all of this kind of stuff. This stuff happens in church. And the same Bishop Jordan props up Brian Carn, knowing full well what Brian Carn does. And then he going to say the vloggers are taking down the black church. No, ninja, you taking down the black church because you're allowing this stuff to continue. When you say you the bishop and you the chief intergalactic master prophet,
right, you're right about that. Like, and here's the thing too. And I've seen a lot of y'all saying in the chat, like, he didn't see none of this coming. Like, he couldn't tell like any of this shit was going to happen. Like, he had no clue.
Oh, he know. That dude knows. These people know, bro. They know. They know.
Oh, it's just all a lie and a hustle.
Yeah, listen to me. Bernard Jordan said names on the YouTube platform, and this is another thing that got me last night. All right, let me just go here since I ain't gonna talk about this no more. Especially
go ahead, get it out.
When Manasseh Jordan said to his father, when his father mentioned my name, my channel, and he mentioned Darryl Moore, and Manasseh spoke up and said, "But Dad, they don't like you. They don't like you." You know what? Let me tell y'all something. That showed you a sign of immaturity in these men. I don't know Manasseh Jordan personally. I don't know Bernard Jordan personally. It's not that I don't like them. I don't like some of their practices and the things that they have done to the black church. This is not personal. if you're a real man, you can say, okay, even if I don't like you, we could have a conversation. We could sit down and talk, have a conversation at least. So the whole thing about him coming up on my platform was to have a conversation. You said you sent me your phone number so we could have a conversation, but your son gonna get on the platform not talking about, oh, well, they don't like you. No, sir, that's you. You've been watching, you've been listening, and that's what I want all of you vloggers to know. They all watching. They lie and say they don't watch. They all watch.
Oh yeah, we know they watching. We know, and because everything that you call out, they're able to respond to. So that's how you know that they are watching. Like they definitely keeping a lookout and seeing what the people are saying. Because now, you know, the Jordans, they want to come online. They are online, but nobody watches it. Right? You go to their channel, nobody's watching it.
Right.
But now they want to kind of come to all the different church vloggers and stuff like that and try to bleed their audience. So then they can go ahead and swindle them out of cash. And
but here's what they do. Here's what they do. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They come to your channel, they find out, they fill you out to see where you at, whatever deals or agreements you guys make behind the scenes, and then they start raising money from the people in your chat. So now the people in your chat is all confused because 2 weeks ago you were saying one thing, and now you saying something else. So the people in your audience like, wait a minute, AT2, you said this was fraud. And then all of a sudden you over here asking me for $48 and $149. Like, wait a minute, AT2. But he's sending, but wait a minute, he's sending the money to you, AT2. So you getting the bag, the money's coming to you, and you happy, you fine because of money. But what you don't understand is your audience is paying attention to your actions. They're paying attention to the things that you're doing and that you're saying. And they may not say it anything to you publicly, but you can best believe that they going in other people's chats, they sending other people messages like, I got to get away from this AT2 dude. He's gone crazy. Like he got this man over here come on, give me a Taruma. What's that?
But I also think about like, after you done said all of this about these people and you claim to be fair and you know you're just blogging, blah, blah, blah. And now you're in bed with these people. It's a bad look.
Listen, that's why I try to stay neutral. I respect everybody. I say, go get your bag. You're not going to hear me say any bad things about anybody. You're not going to hear me say any bad thing about any of these content creators. I'm done with that. It's time to move on to something else. And if I don't care if my views suffer, if people don't come over and support the channel, oh well, I'm still gonna rip these preachers a new one. You're gonna find out all of the ones that's doing the do. Oh, you still gonna get that. But as far as falling into all of this other drama with all of the rest of these people, I'm not going to do it. And it's very interesting. I agree with you, Saint James. It's very interesting. It's very
Saint James is here. So I know when you were on King Jives' channel, you're trying to, you know, kind of reconcile between him and Darryl. Do you think, and you were talking about specifically like all the bloggers like letting the shit go and all coming together.
Right.
Do you think that will ever happen, or are you done trying? Like, go ahead. I'll let you.
I'm done. Okay. I'll focus on my channel. I don't wish bad on anybody. I want everybody to do well. You know, I'm just staying neutral. But I'm also telling the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to be honest about it. I want people to understand you're playing a dangerous game. I'm not playing that game because that game comes at the end of the day. You might get something from it for a little while, but at the end of the day, that ship's going to crash. And if you're not rooted and grounded in yourself and you know who you are and you've done it from a different type of perspective, then you're going to find yourself in a vulnerable position. And I just don't want anybody to be in that position. So, you know, Noah had to go out and warn the people. Noah had to warn the people. It's going to rain. There's something listen. I've been doing this work for over 14 years, bro. I've seen these people come and go. I've seen vloggers come and go. So trust me when I tell you, I just came back a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've only been doing this now for a couple of years, and I took 2 years off because, you know, I had a whole legal battle going on with my own stuff. And I'm like, dude, we didn't used to do this, AT2. I swear we didn't. Everybody in this space was cordial. Everybody was cordial.
Yeah, you know, I will say, and I hate just to blame it on one person, but I do feel like I won't say like there was never any drama or anything like that, but I really didn't get introduced to anybody until LR, and like it started like his indiscretions, and it was kind of through Tasha K because they had their falling out and everything like that. And so that's how it kind of got jumbled up, because the sectors always intertwined somehow. Like,
Right.
you can be over here, but someone knows somebody and then it all get intertwined together. Right. And so, with that being said, when it was kind of like Larry, then you kind of discover the other people. And then because, I didn't even know about Darryl's situation till the fallout with Tasha K and Larry. And then that's when, that got introduced. And they're like, wait, so he had a case with Larry back in 2019, I think it was like, so this been going on for a while. And it's all like, people bring it up as it's new, but it's all like, no, they've been found out about this guy. They've been knew who this guy was.
Absolutely. And they can hate on Darryl all they want to. And people call Darryl crazy and unhinged and all that stuff, but you listen to me carefully. Every single thing that this sector and all of these other sectors know about Larry Reid, they know because Darryl Moore put in the work. And he put in the work to inform the public when this man was out here telling all of these lies, and these young men came forward as a result of that. No one asked for them to come forward. They came forward as a result of all of the work that was being done. So I am not I don't care what people think about Darryl. And every time I come up, people is asking me to speak for Darryl. I can't speak for Darryl. And that's why I'd be trying to tell everybody, like, stop asking me to give an account for things that Darryl does. I've told y'all for years, Darryl is a grown man. I am a grown man. I do not speak for other grown men. Yeah, I don't speak for grown men. So, it's just silly. But I'm telling you, this whole churchy group, or what a sector, whatever you want to call them, they did not used to be like this. There were years that I was cordial with Jives. I've always been, we didn't really, I'll just say there was pleasantries with William McCray. I won't say we were cordial, because anytime Pimp Preacher wanted to get rid of a story and we didn't want to tell the story, we gave it to William. That's what we did. Okay. So I'm just telling you the real. I'm keeping it 100. So we gave the stuff to William, but we all never argued. We all were not online fighting. None of that happened. So all of this back and forth, and but it's all steeped in competition. At the end of the day, all of these people feel like we're all in competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. AT2.
Right.
I'm doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing to serve the people. That's what I'm doing.
Right. If anything, I'm fighting the algorithm with YouTube. I'm not fighting you guys. Like, we all can get this money. Like, I don't ever say like, this is just for me. I can only do this. No, everybody can do it. It's just everybody has their own style. And I think once it gets to that place, I think it'll be good. But I also think people like Larry Reid and people like Bishop Bernard Jordan, they got to stay out of it. I think, granted, Larry Reid has been in this digital space, but I think somebody like Bishop Bernard Jordan, no, get out of here. No, not at all.
He's an 8-track tape trying to speak to a generation that has exponentially outgrown him, outran him. Now, can he teach people probably some things financially behind the scenes? Absolutely. I don't take that away from the man. But as far as vlogging, but as far as being on the internet, as far as building an audience, he needs to come and sit at our feet, and folks can go run and tell him what I said. You just because you have the money to buy the equipment doesn't necessarily mean that you have the expertise in order to use the equipment for maximum result.
Right. And let me clarify, he can be online. However, him trying to build a team of people, and then we got Larry building his team. There's no God. Like I said, there's no God in there. That's the problem.
Right.
I said what was in there, but there's no God. And so they're building these teams of people. And so, like, no, like, if anything, I don't think Bishop Bernard Jordan coming online has been able to resolve anything. If anything, I feel like it has made it worse, because it's all like, okay, one time you get out, your side of the story, boom, get it. But you keep coming online, and now you're going to different platforms and stuff like that. And it's all like, we see what you're doing. Like,
absolutely, we do.
And it's all like, if you are a man of God, then you should be leading with that. And, if any, like my thing is like, if you got all these prophecies, you should be able to tell yourself like, hey, maybe I should stay out of this and let them do whatever online, and I go live my life and speak to my people. But now when you said like, ask him how many members he has in his church, well, he probably has no one, and this is why he's online trying to build this coalition of people, and then it all feels like money.
Well, let me answer Nicola. Nicola, I appreciate your statement that you never heard of me. And that was typically by design because I worked primarily behind the scenes. I could go through a list of vloggers that I have helped and somewhat responsible for helping those vloggers grow their platforms. There are a lot of vloggers that I'm working with right now, Nicola, that you would have absolutely no idea about because I don't come out here and advertise it. The only thing that I do is advertise maybe once or twice a year that I'm teaching a class. People sign up for those classes when they find out who I am, and they say, oh, I'm gonna go take his class, and they take it, channels grow, and that's the end of the story. I just gave you the history. Anybody that's been around for a long period of time, they have heard of pimppreacher.com. They've heard of it. Obnoxious blog were the only two blogs in America. Those are the only two one. And that other one that I just mentioned, that's all us. That's all me. I don't want to say all me, but I had a whole team of people, but it sounds kind of, narcissistic when you say it's all me,
Oh, no. Listen, you just speaking your truth. That's it.
Yeah. And I know some of these people that's out here right now, I never heard of them from back in the day. You go ask Jives. Jives will tell you these people that you all are seeing, these people are brand new to me. I don't know these people. I left and came back. That's what y'all don't understand. I left and came back. This is all new to me. I did not know people was fighting and cussing and fussing. And then I fell into the trap, Nicola. I'm honest with my folks. I say I messed up. I should have never been on this internet cussing and fussing and arguing with people. That was wrong for me to do. And I can admit that it was wrong for me to do. Now, if that's what people want to do, they can do what they want, but I'm out. I bow out gracefully. Y'all go ahead and do it.
Right. And August, I like this question. Why build your own channel when you can use others' platforms to reach people? Listen, if that's what was going on, that would be fine. Like using other people's platforms to reach people with the intent that, oh, I'm trying to reach more people to spread the word of God. But right. That's not what it is. It's not to spread the word of God. It's to spread it's to make a profit and make a money and do it just doesn't feel that it's real. Like it doesn't feel genuine. It feels like this is to make more money and another scheme set up by Todd.
Yeah. Stephanie,
Stephanie?
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
What's up, Steph?
Hey, no, I just wanted to come up here and ask Marcellus a question. Marcellus, who is Mr. E. Bernard Jordan? Who is his spiritual father?
Oh, it was Reverend Ike.
It was Reverend Ike, wasn't it?
That is.
It was Reverend Ike. I think that's all we need to know. Was that his spiritual father was Reverend Ike?
That is correct.
I've heard of Reverend Ike, but I don't know his story. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. It is. Listen. Y'all go do you. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't talking about these ninjas. I'm so sick of these people. Y'all don't know. Stephanie, it's all smoke and mirrors, and these people aren't willing to be honest, and they're not willing to tell the truth. And I'm just done. I'm done.
Yeah, there's 27 books in the New Testament. 27 books from Matthew all the way to Revelation. There's 27 books. 26 of them warn the body of Christ about false teachers and false prophets. 26 of them. It's a major issue. The Bible, the New Testament is not as concerned with homosexuality and all these other things that the church wastes its time with. All the books of the New Testament, except one, talk about people who come into the body of Christ to deceive, to enrich themselves, and to lead people astray. It was such a big part of Jesus's message was to warn us against these people. And when you AT2, when you say it seems like it's all about money, that's because it is. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Trust your gut. When it comes to people like this, trust your gut. The thing that they talk about the most is the thing they love the most.
Right, money.
And you know, there's news stories going back about Reid Bishop Bernard Jordan back for 20 something years about his money and about collecting money from people and, you know, losing his $1 million mansion and, you know, yada yada yada. I mean, this is not new. This is not new. And that was funny. That chat you put up, that was funny. Yeah.
I'm cracking up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can believe that. Like I said, I don't think that everything that Larry says is wrong. You all, I can admit that. I think that there was a lot of manipulation going on. I see it. I'm watching things being done right now that it screams manipulation. And I'm just, it is what it is. But I have to speak truth to power as I've always done. And my focus is protecting the people. My focus has always been on people. That's where it's always been.
Right. I love that. I love how you said that. Marcellus, is there anything else you want to say on the platform? I know you're done with it on your channel, but hey, you have the floor to say anything that you want to say, because I know you ain't gonna talk about it on yours.
No, I'm not. And if you guys want me to, if you need me to ever give voice to anything, you can send me an email or send me a bat signal and I'll come up and address anything. But as far as this is concerned, I don't want to be bothered with these people anymore. Larry, I'm done with Larry. Now I might address Bernard Jordan in my private chat because, I'm going to light him up. Oh, yes, you can best believe that. I'm going to light him up because I'm going to be true to myself. Oh, he going to get this smoke. He going to get this work. And it is what it is. But I know who and what I'm dealing with because I've been in the church my whole life. I've been around these circles. Other people are trying to get in the circles. I've been around them already. So I know what it is. You got to catch up.
Right. And Marcellus, thank you so much for coming up. I'm going to go ahead and end the show right here. Also, shout out to Stephanie. Thank you for coming up and asking that question. Now I got to do some research and figure out who Reverend Ike is. So I'm definitely interested in learning.
That's a hell of a story. So.
Okay, yeah. I'm a little worried. I'm all like, oh shit, what am I going to find out?
But 1 second, excuse me, I'm going to cough. But just before anybody, thinks any differently or, gets it in their mind that I'm here to, insult the Black church, I'm not. Like, this is as prevalent or more so in the white church than it ever has been. Mm-hmm. We wrote the book, we wrote the song, and we taught everybody else how to read it and how to sing it. Like, this is something that we have it's endemic. It's like I said, it's endemic to Christianity in particular. I mean, particularly because Jesus warned us that people are always going to come in his name to deceive the people of God. People are always going to come in his name to rob, to steal, to lead people astray, to be millstones around the necks of people of God. So this isn't about the Black church versus the white church or who's more prone to stealing. It's people who are wolves in sheep's clothing do not know color. They come in all shapes and sizes and all shades.
Right. And they definitely, and listen, they learn it from somewhere, just like those people use the Bible to justify slavery. So I mean,
exactly.
That manipulation and stuff definitely.
Absolutely. All right. Well, good show, cuz. Shout out to Marcellus. Love you, cuz.
Love you too. Thank you for coming up. All right, y'all. That was a good show. I like that show. Oh man, I like this show. I mean, sorry. But definitely, hopefully you guys got to learn a lot. I know I learned a lot. I appreciate Marcellus for coming up. And of course, Stephanie, of course, you guys know. Wait, hold on. Oh, why can't I? Maybe I shouldn't have put that. They all. I don't wait. Who stole $5,000? I listen. I don't know who stole $5,000. You'll have to tell me that story later. I don't know anything about that. I know I didn't steal nobody $5,000. But if you'd like to give me $5,000, go ahead and send me a Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You know, we giving all prophetic blessings today. You know, it's $5 or more. I'll go ahead and send you a blessing, and God will bless all your struggles and take them all away. I'm telling you. All right, you guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Again, this was a great show. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And, you know, I just kind of wanted to mix it up. You know, I've been on doing my politics and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to put something else out there. And, you know, I always love doing a mixture of things. And I think that's what helped my platform stay fresh. You know, a lot of people wonder, oh, how does AT2 get this? How does he do this? Because I'm AT2. That's why. Love y'all. Be safe. We out.